morning everyone, it's Julia Sheehan here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Brisbane, Queensland. Today I'd like to show you how I made these little milk carton treat boxes for on stage. This was my third and final swap. I'd done the last two over the last 2 weeks. And I had a few dramas involved with these over that period of time. Excuse me, I'm just going to shut the window. There we are, it's a bit of noise outside. When I first did them for the swaps, and I did 20 of them, I did 20 of each of the projects that I've shown over the last couple of weeks. I did them with the diagonal stripe stamp background, which is not current anymore. So it's a retired stamp set. So I had to go back and start again. So that was 80 little elves that I'd cut out for those and done, and all the backgrounds, and I had to eliminate that one and start again. So this is what I did with some glimmer paper, and I did them in the shaded spruce and in the real red. And this is one I did the other night with just the different glimmer paper, which looks really cute too. And my idea with these was just put a little treat in, some chocolates or whatever, but I think they could be really well used on a table for Christmas with a little treat in it, and possibly even, popping a name tag on, like a place setting, and doing it that way. And so I had, when I did this on YouTube, I had all sorts of people saying, oh, you could use it for Smarties, and you could use it for M&Ms, and you could use it for nuts and all sorts of things. So I really think you could use it for just about anything, or even put a lovely little piece of jewellery in and give it to someone. I don't know, your imagination. Anyway, this is what we're doing today. So the original one I saw in 2016, and it was Sam from Poodle's Papercraft that did it, and hers was a lot bigger. It was this size, which is quite considerably larger. It's more like your regular milk carton. So I downsized everything just to make it a cute, like, little table thing or gift thing. So the sizes that I've used, you need a piece of real red cardstock measuring 8 1/4 inches would be ideal, but our paper in Australia is 8 5/16 really. It's a little bit over 8 1/4. So I thought, well, rather than only getting one out of a sheet of paper by turning it that way and then having all this off cut, I would bring it down to the 8 1/4 or 8 5/16, whatever the width of that paper is, and be able to get 2 out of it. It just seemed more economical to me. So it is 8 1/4 by 5 down here. And all we're going to do is score it at 2, at 4, at 6, and at 8. And that tab there will give us enough room for everything we need. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to score it at 2, 3 1/2, and then we're going to flip it over and score it at 4 1/2. And this will help, whoops, a little bit crooked there, this will help make a nice fold for the top of the carton. Okay, so that's what you've got there. The other thing you need to do is mark it, just mark it at the top at 1 and 5. Okay, so now all we're going to do is to just make sure that these fold lines are really nice. Burnish all those. And our last little one. And that's right, we've done all those. And then this way. Sorry, I just had a bit of a blank then. This way. And then the other one at the top, we'll flip over and do that way. Okay, once you've done that, where we've marked it, you can see here, we're going to just come down from there and mark it so that we can see where that 1 inch and 5 inch is. And then I'm just going to put it on some paper, get my ruler, and from that mark out to this corner, just to there, and across to here. This is just going to help us get the right shape, if you can see that, of the fold, which will pop in itself when the carton's all being put together. And I'll do the same thing from the 5 inch just down to this point here, and again to that point there. Okay, now next step, we're going to cut on the 2 inch side, on the long side. We're going to cut up and up and up on our fold lines. And this one here, we're going to take off. So I'll take that off, and we can just do a little bit on that corner there. Okay, so this is what we've got. Now, you can put your panels on at this point, or you can do it afterwards. It's just as easy to do it afterwards. I did a lot of them afterwards so that I could hold the little elves in place. So anyway, I'll put these panels on, and I've cut these panels at 1 13/16 and 1 5/16, but it's entirely up to you what you do. And we'll just pop those on. I can get some glue out of here. I was a little bit busy with it the other night, and I might have left the lid off for a while. So, not a good idea, but it was something that I did. There we are. Put that one on. And like I always say, when you're going to put something onto glimmer paper, just be a little bit more patient. It just takes a little while longer to actually attach itself, and I think that's due to like the little air pockets that there are in between all the little sparkle, like the glitter. Pop that one on there. There we go. So that's when you're putting the elves on. There's another one. And the last one. I think this glue is getting very low now. I've done a lot of gluing. So yes, instead of having 80 of the little elves to cut out, I ended up having to take a lot of them off all of them off the boxes, and some of them I was able to salvage, some I wasn't. So I did about 120 elves altogether in the end of this, so that's where you need patience, believe me. Okay, so now I'm going to put some Tombow on this tab, like that. And then we're going to fold it over like that and just bring this one up to it and make sure that they line up. Whoop, like that. And then just press it down. And I do find, even though that tab is only just over 1/4 of an inch, it holds really well. Now, the box is pretty much putting itself into its own shape. And so this back section where we joined the two pieces together, that's the back of the box. So we're going to put, whoops, sorry, I'm a bit out of picture. So we've got the back of the box here, so we'll put in a side, the back and the front like that. So I'm just going to pop some glue on there just to keep that nice and stuck down, because if you decided to put something like a candle in here, or I don't know, anything heavy, it's nice to have that stability with the box. So last one down, and then we'll sit it over like that. I'll screw the lid on my glue and use it to make sure that it's firm. Okay, then the next thing we do is we just squeeze the box into place, and by having those little guidelines you can ease it in so much better, and there it is, it just all falls into place like that. So next thing I'm going to do is our little elves. Now it's just a matter of stamping your elves. I have them on either side, and I just do a whole lot of rows of them, and then I stuck my finger in the ink there. Just a matter of colouring them in and cutting them out. So I used the dark real red for this in the Stampin' blends, and just did his his hat. I find the light real red just is a little bit too pink, and then just his little clothes down here. They're very quick to colour in, thank goodness, because I did a lot of these as well. And then I used the Ivory for his skin colour. I really love how easy these little elves are to colour into, so having to do so many made it quite a good project. And then I used the dark mango melody for the belt buckle, and I used some, where is it? Just a bit of wink of Stella there on the hat and the little bobble. So that was it. And for the other little fellow, I did him in green, shaded spruce. That's him there. He's already been done and got a bit of a sparkle on him. And I just did his hair bronze there. You've got two little bits of hair coming out there for him, so I did that bronze. And so then I went and cut them all out. So, attaching them, I put two green or two shaded spruce and two real red on each one, so that we had a bit of colour. Now you could do them all red or green if you were doing a shaded spruce background. It's really up to you. But I just thought a little bit of variety. So on the shaded spruce ones, I did it on this side, and on the real red ones, I did it on the two ends. There's another one. I did all these earlier, so you didn't have to. Whoops, oh, that's getting a little bit excessive with the glue. However, that'll help it stick anyway. Yes, there was just too many of these things, so I thought I would get them done. And then the little red ones. Let's stick that on there. And another one on the other side. And just remember, just reinforce those. Go back and press down on them. I use my bone folder inside and do it that way. So I now open it up and just give a really good press on all those that I've done, because I think I moved that one. I did, and that one. And it only takes a minute and they stick. Okay, so we're nearly done. The next thing, I find if I try and punch through this with my old punch, if you've got a really good punch, you'll be fine. But a good trick with it, I have found, is just to work out where you want that punch to go. Do half of it, shut it down, line it up so that your little punch bit has gone through the hole you've already done, and then you're only punching the other side. So I do that for both sides. One half, if you can see that. Work out where you want it. Squash it down to where you want it to be. Line up your punch in the hole. Go through the line. If you're super strong and you can get through it all, better still, or if you've got a crocodile or something like that, fantastic. Now the last thing I'm going to do with this one is to just put some ribbon on it. This is retired ribbon, I believe, but it's perfect for this. And it threads really easily too, which I'm sure everybody likes, to have something that will thread through nice and easy. And I'm sure you can find in your stash somewhere you've got a ribbon from Stampin'UP or from somewhere that will do the job. Okay, I'll just straighten that up. And then the real trick is tying a bow, because my bows never turn out straight. Make sure you put your treat in there, and then with a bit of luck I'll get some sort of bow on here. When I've got more time I'll neaten it up, but for the time being that little bow will do. Like I say, tying a bow on camera is always the worst, but I'll make this a bit smaller. There we are, not too bad. I've got plenty of time to sort that out, and then I would trim the ends, but I won't at the moment because I will retie that. And like I said, the other little thing that you can do, if you're going to use them as a table setting, pop your little nameplate on there, anything you want, whatever colour you want, and that'll sit at the table nicely like that. And that's the little project for today. Really simple, really easy, really quick. And you can do whatever colours you want. The sky's the limit with this one. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel and leave any comments that you would like, or any questions that you have. Turn on the notification bell so you know when I'm doing my videos. I do them once a week, so that way you'll be able to check in and see. If you are interested in any of the products, there is a link to my online store below. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd be more than happy to take on that job, as long as you're in Australia, anywhere in Australia. And until next week, have a wonderful week. All take care. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.